I'm Emily Pringle in Inwood, also known as Winter Haven, Florida, at the scene or site of my son's death. Unfortunate. Even though many tried to stop us from having our memorial candlelight vigil, it shall go on.
First tonight, an arrest in the murder of a pastor's son in their church parking lot. 20-year-old Roderick Wilson Jr. shot and killed early Sunday morning.
A pastor's son and a gang member will have a heated argument in a parking lot of the Pentecostal Church of God on 34th Street in Winter Haven, Florida. It would be just after midnight on a Sunday morning. And according to reports, the two did not even know each other, and tragically, the pastor's son would lose his life right there on the church property where his father serves as pastor. The mother of the alleged gang member says that it is more of a demonic situation than she thought, and something was going on with her child. Something had took over him because he is not in his right state of mind. And when she saw the video of the shooting, she is now questioning if it was truly her son who unalived Roderick. 20-year-old Roderick D. Wilson Jr. was a person that loved bringing people together. He aspired to be a musician and would help out anyone in need. Being a pastor's son, he was said to be God-loving and a God-fearing young man. He loved speaking the gospel, loved his family, making music, technology, playing video games, going fishing, traveling, and much more. Roderick had the pleasure of working for his family, who owned businesses, and was said to be living on the church property in an apartment. He also worked at the church, and late that Saturday night, early Sunday morning on October 22nd, is when the tragedy took place. Authorities said the surveillance video at the church showed the two men getting into an argument just after midnight Sunday morning, and there was pushing going on, and at some point, Roderick threw off his jacket. The suspect, 22-year-old Taquan Cotton, then hopped in his car and drove away. It seemed that everything was over with, but then he was seen circling the block a few times before stopping back at the church and shooting Roderick, unaliving him on the spot.
The deadly shooting now leaving two families heartbroken, and tonight 10 Tampa Bay's Angelina Salcido spoke to Roderick's family and the mother of the man accused of pulling the trigger.
Emily Pringle mourns the loss of her 20-year-old son, Roderick Wilson Jr., his older brother, EJ, by her side.
She was screaming and crying, and her first words was saying, "My brother."
RJ was a faithful, loving young man who worked at the church where his father preached. Deputies say he lived in the apartments on the property. Sheriff Grady Judd says deputies quickly identified the alleged shooter after surveillance video showed them arguing.
There was some pushing and talking, and Roderick pulled his jacket off. And then Quan drove away.
That was around 12:30 Sunday morning. 10 to 15 minutes later, deputies say Cotton came back and shot Roderick. He was found by someone in the area an hour later.
I'm sorry this has happened. I know these are hard times, not only for her family, but for mine.
Siobhan Sheffield's son, the man charged with RJ's murder.
I'm devastated. He opened up a demonic spirit that he can't control.
Roderick would not be found until about an hour later or so, when someone was passing by and saw him, and that's when they called 911. Again, these two men did not even know one another, but according to Taquan's sister, her brother seemed to not recognize her around this time of the shooting and was kind of out of his mind prior to. The family said they started to notice he was kind of panicked and paranoid and didn't want to be alone. Even though Taquan was having a mental health issue according to his family, Roderick's family are not here for it at all. And Roderick's brother would say, this gentleman going through quote-unquote mental health issues is going to be locked up and can be visited by his family. We will not get a chance to see my brother again. The next time I see my brother, I will be putting him in the ground. Roderick's mother will tell news outlets that she is replaying it in her mind the phone call she received that Sunday. All I can hear is his dad calling me to tell me what happened. And it's just been ringing in my head over and over. And then that scream that I let out. While Roderick's mother said she doesn't wish harm on anybody, she does wish for the justice system to give him the max because he took the max from her. After all of this happened, the police would search for Taekwon after viewing the video, and his mother would do the same. She said that she did not want the police to take his life, so she searched and found him, trying to give a woman money. And according to the police, he was trying to hold her hostage and would choke her out. Detectives then said while on scene, Taekwon's mother was trying to get him to do the right thing, but he flipped out on her and he allegedly bit her. He eventually would be apprehended and charged with first-degree unaliving, burglary and battery, kidnapping, battery domestic with prior convictions, harassing in a felony proceeding, resisting with violence, tampering with physical evidence, discharging a firearm in a residential area, and resisting without violence. On top of all that, Taekwon had 11 felony arrests in his past, but not one of them stuck, so no felony convictions. The Polk County Sheriff's Office said Taekwon made an incriminating statement upon his arrest, but added that he did not confess to the crime. Police said that the weapon used to unalive Roderick has not been accounted for. Wow, the mother put her life on the line to make sure her son did not get shot after what he allegedly did to Roderick. How scary, because he could have done far more than bite her in that moment while she was struggling with him to turn himself in and not do anything stupid. A mother's love, what can I say? Also, she did not believe it was him on the video surveillance shown to her by the police, but I just hope that full justice will be served for Roderick's family. A young man with so much life left to live and had never been in trouble with the law, not even once. He did not deserve to be gunned down, let alone on church property. There's no reverence no more, and people are doing whatever, whenever, and wherever. It's all so sad. My thoughts and prayers are with this family in this difficult time. So please comment your thoughts and prayers for this family in their difficult time as well, and let me know what you feel. And hit that like button to share to make sure your people are aware. And as always, remember to stay woke. Things change quickly.